spirit of offense is something that people don't often talk about. The spirit of offense really just like messes up a lot of things. It can put you in a space of where you are not able to see a person's intention, but you see the action and you are able to come to a conclusion based off of the action and not the heart of a person. One thing that the Bible always says is it's always like bringing up guard your heart, guard your heart. It always brings up the heart because the heart is the center of us as spiritual beings. I know the heart is the center of mine, and the intentions of my heart have always been pure. I don't know if you're someone like me, but I'm very straight, matter of fact, direct. So I've lived a life where I can offend people. I can see how my tone, my matter of factness can be somewhat of an offense if someone has not been nurtured in the same environment as me. The way I respond to life is a product of the environment I grew up in, as well as the environments I have put myself in as an adult. So I've done things to modify and to figure out like how can I be less offensive in my delivery. So I've always had pure intentions. But one thing that I've learned about offense, there's a book that I was reading about the spirit of offense and how everything is not to be offended about. A lot of the times the enemy is going to uses this spirit to be able to divide and conquer. Where two or more are gathered, that is the church. And don't you think that the devil, the enemy, will do anything that they possibly could to make sure that that doesn't happen? The enemy knows us, sometimes can know us better than we know ourselves because we don't spend enough time in God. It knows what our triggers are and knows how to get to us. And I have found in many of situations where if I just dissected what was happening as far as the spirit of offense, I can understand that it has nothing to do with me. I can find the accountability that I need to take, but can see how something is actually a spiritual attack. Spiritual attacks happen all the time. It's like a balancing act of knowing when you need to be accountable for something that you may have imposed on someone, or when it's actually the spirit or the enemy taking hold, or when it's both. When you notice that the spirit is using you, the enemy is using you with the spirit of offense to trigger someone else. It's a balancing act where you gotta know. You gotta know. Don't let the devil use you.
I'm nowhere close to a perfect man, and it takes a supernatural love to even understand that beyond the walls, behind the mask and confident smile, was a broken man trying to grow up and make life worthwhile. And I know there were times that you probably shouldn't, but I thank you for always loving me. And I know anyone else, they probably wouldn't, so I thank you for always loving me.
And it's so crazy because like I'm standing out here and I'm talking about all of this in a public place, and the attack that's happening right now is that I think everybody is staring at me, everyone's looking at me. I probably look crazy, but this could be the very video that like changes everything for me. And not even like in viewership, but changes everything for me as far as like how I show up in the world, how I see myself. I could conquer this whole thing and feel like, oh my God, I can do everything. But the spirit that the enemy is trying to use is me being in my head, not being present. And so therefore it could stop me from continuing to do this video. So you gotta spend time, I say it in every single video, you gotta spend time alone so that you know what your triggers are. So that you know when something is happening, as an example, an offense, you can see how the enemy is orchestrating and using different things to get to you. It's really wild how this thing works though. And I'm walking back and forth in this train. They probably think I'm crazy. I don't care though. I don't know. The whole reason for this video is literally to bring attention to how the enemy can orchestrate the spirit of offense on your behalf and on others' behalf, so that there can be an element of divide and conquer, so that you don't come together, so that there is things that stop coming together and making a bigger union. Because when it's more than one of us, there's a reason why it's two or more. Two or more is because we, as a unit, we are stronger. Think about when you have 20 people praying for something as opposed to one. That prayer, that prayer is totally stronger. The cutest thing. See that? I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything and seeking God. I really want to do that. I had a friend that was bringing that up multiple times. And so I want to be very aware of anything that comes out of my mouth or any step that I take forward in anything that I do, that I'm seeking God. Because if I'm seeking God, I know I'm human and I can mess up. But if I'm seeking God, I'll know what things are. I know what is trying to get in my way, and I know what I would need to change and know what to be accountable for. Man, this thing called life is real funny. And that spirit of offense will get you. I'm not in the business of trying to let it get me no more. That's on period. All right, so I'm gonna end this video here. Don't let the spirit of offense get in the way of what God has blessed you with. And we out.